Hello, Human Biology Summer Online students. My name is Jill Carr, and I will be your instructor this summer. And I'm welcoming you to our course. This is the first time offering this course online, so welcome. And I hope together we can learn from each other about how best to deliver this information in an online format. I have taught classes online for several years, so I'm pretty comfortable working online and posting things online and understanding what students need to be successful in an online course. So I'm really looking forward to this class, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So I wanted to show you a little bit around the class so you can know what to expect as we navigate through these next 12 weeks together. So if we look to the left side of the page, you'll see the announcements page, and this is where I just make any weekly announcements about what to expect each week as we progress through the course, and some special assignments that might be due, or maybe an extension I've made, or just some comment about how things are going. So anytime I make an announcement here, it'll also go to your email, so be sure that you're checking your student email and it is up to date so you can receive those email announcements. So that's where you'll go for that. And in the announcements page so far for a while here, since May 9th, I've had this post up on our page, and that is how to access the online access code for our course that came with your textbook, or maybe you purchased it separately through this website. It's a good way to save a little bit of money, because the bookstore does charge a little bit more for the access code because it has to include the ebook. So there is the option to order it online through McGraw-Hill directly. So that's the information there. You do need that online access code. And then I want to show you the rest of our course and kind of what to expect. So the first place to go anytime you take a course is always to the Syllabus and Schedule, so you know what to expect for the course and how the points are assigned. So if we click on that, again, I give you the access code only if you wanted to purchase that without a hard copy of the book. I give you the information there and then the link to follow to find our specific course. And this is a PDF file of our notes packet. This is for purchase down in the bookstore. You can also print it off as you go if that is something that you'd rather do. That is also an option. It is a pretty thick book, quite a few pages. Little over 450 pages, so there is a lot of pages to our notes packet, but it's really everything that you're going to be tested on, and it's what I go through in the video, so it's a really good idea to have it printed off so you can highlight and take notes. Students that simply watch my videos and don't take notes typically aren't successful in the class, because you need to interact with those notes and actually be taking, adding comments and highlighting as we go along, just like you'll see as we go through the notes in the lecture videos. And then we have our syllabus, and below that is our textbook. This is what the textbook looks like for our course. Again, if you don't want to pay full price for the newest edition, it is certainly acceptable to buy older versions of this book, so just be sure that it has the same author and same title. And if you want to buy an older edition, that's no problem at all. I don't have any trouble with that. I don't teach directly out of the book in terms of assigning readings and things like that. I just cover chapters, and the PowerPoint packet that I have here has the essential content that you need for the class. So this is really the most important thing that you want a hard copy of, is this notes packet. So then below that is our schedule. So you can see what we're doing every week. Every week there's going to be lecture homework, lab homework, and that'll be online at the McGraw-Hill website. And then we'll have a quiz covering the topics for that week, and then a quiz covering the topics in the lab for that week. So there's always a lecture folder and a lab folder with the same assignment, a homework and a quiz, homework and a quiz. And then there'll be a discussion board every week. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and what the expectations are there. But you can see we proceed through the course for 12 weeks. Everything is pretty much the same, very consistent. I don't like to make a course that's online too difficult for students to know what to expect. There's always homework and a quiz and a discussion board for the lecture, and then a lab and a quiz for the lab portion of the class. And you can see what the titles are there. Again, very straightforward. And this is just a picture of me from last year. I have short hair now, but just a picture of me when I was at work. I'm not that I'm big into selfies, so this is pretty much one of the few I had. Just gives you a little bit about my background. Maybe you and I have some things in common as you read through that. So just a little information about me. And let's go back up to the assignments tab, because this is where all the information for our course is going to be located. So this is week 1 that we're starting here. So you can see I have a folder, and underneath it are the due dates for everything that's in this folder. So there's never any confusion about when things are due. And the time that things are due is always 10 p.m. That's always going to be the due date for anything in this class is 10 p.m. You may have taken some online classes that have due dates of midnight, but research has shown that midnight is not a good choice for most people. I mean, there's exceptions, of course, but most people are pretty fatigued by midnight, and it's not the best time to be taking quizzes or completing assignments. And invariably, a lot of students in an online course may be completing assignments at the last minute. So again, they're working close to midnight, and their brain is fatigued, and it's just not the best time to be taking online quizzes. So 10 p.m. is a better due date, and you'll have plenty of time to complete these assignments. So it's not like you should be waiting until the last day and working up until 10 p.m. You know, you have over a week to complete these quizzes and homework. So there shouldn't be any reason to be working, right on the last day, right up to the last minute. So if you're someone who works better, let's say you're a night shifter and you do work well at midnight, well, then you could work on it at midnight the day before it's due. So there's a lot of flexibility with the course being online as far as due dates. So I don't have things due right after I assign them. You have plenty of time to work through them. So let's click on this folder, week 1. And you can see there's a discussion board that takes you to the discussion board, and you will read someone's presentation. We're going to be working on Biology Today presentations, which are listed in your textbook, the different topics, and you'll give a short presentation on the discussion board. Everybody's going to pick a week that they're going to present their Biology Today project, and then you'll just comment on other students who have presented for that week. So every week you're going to either present a topic or you're going to be just commenting on someone else's presentation. So we'll talk more about that as we get rolling along here this week. So if I click on the lecture content, there's a video lecture here that covers chapters 1 and 2. That's the topic for week 1. And here's just a short video that I found online that talks about states of matter. It's just a nice video review. It's very short. Then you're going to click on this, and this takes you to the McGraw-Hill website and has a homework assignment for you to complete. And it gives you the due date there as well. So you'll work through that homework, and that's how you learn the material. So you want to really give yourself plenty of time to watch my lecture video, do the lecture homework, and then lastly take this lecture quiz. And this will be due, all lecture quizzes are due the following week by Wednesday at 10 p.m. So they are available on Mondays, and they're due the following Wednesday. So you have over a week to complete this lecture quiz, and to get to watch my video, do the lecture homework, and then again do that lecture quiz. There's plenty of time for students to work through. I haven't had any complaints of students feeling like they're rushed getting assignments done. So if we go back to week 1 into that folder, then we can click on lab content. There's a short lab video that just introduces the topic of each lab, and then you're going to go to our McGraw-Hill website again and complete an actual lab on the scientific method. Now these labs can be tricky. You do have to take your time. You have to follow the directions that are given to you in the lab. It's an actual lab where you're gathering data and you're making conclusions and answering some questions about the topic of the week. So you have to take your time, make sure you're in a quiet environment and you're really able to follow and read along with those labs. So this is a lab-based class, and this is where the lab component is. It's online though, which is really nice. Students appreciate that. But you have to really be careful and make sure you're reading the directions for that. And then there will be a quiz, just a brief quiz on that. I don't have it posted yet for this week. It'll be posted later in the week, but you do have a short lab quiz talking about the scientific method. And that's the material for week 1. So again, every week you're going to have a lecture quiz, lecture homework, lab quiz and lab homework, and a discussion board. And that's pretty consistent from week to week to week. So we'll cover lots of different topics and talk about things as they relate to the social science environment. So we'll not only talk about just human anatomy and physiology, but also some of the social impacts of some of the diseases that your patients or your clients might be struggling with. So I look forward to working with you this semester, and if you ever have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to email me. If you have a concern or a frustration, something isn't going well for you personally, please don't hesitate to call me. I appreciate it when students reach out and let me know how things are going personally with the class. So again, just don't hesitate to give me a call, and I look forward to working with you this semester.